Hey folks, this is Nate coming at you. What I thought I'd do is I thought I'd do sort of this all-in-one sort of quick demo video showing folks the 5 sabers that I currently have listed that are for sale. So these sort of represent the last of the hilts, pretty much for the time being, that I'm liquidating from my collection. So yeah, I thought I would just show you all 5 of them sort of in this quick demo video. 3 of them are Vader's Vault hilts, 1 of them is Electrum Sabercrafts, and 1 is a Sabertrio. So I'll start with the Sabertrio. So this is a Senza. This was originally purchased as a stunt hilt back in, I think, I want to say early 2022. I then, about 6 or 7 months later, I decided I wanted to get this installed with Proffie, so I commissioned Carlos Hernandez over at Kessel Customs at the time to do a custom install for me. Now this was pre-Power Core, so this was during the time when the Sabertrio still was using the 22mm Vecco speaker, and they still had the sled, the sort of that wired sled chassis, right, that you could remove, but it was sort of like on that really thick rubber band. And so,
Master, destroy us!
And so the chassis that Carlos designed for me was essentially, it was designed to be fully removable. And then it also had an encased 28mm Smuggler's Outpost speaker for much clearer, better, louder sound. You know, when you have it sort of encased within the chassis, you get like much better sound venting that way. And this is done up on a Proffie 2.2 board. Those of you who are familiar with my channel have probably seen me do numerous demos with this saber. And so as you can hear, it's quite loud, and it's still in very, very good shape. So this is the first of 5 that I have listed for sale. Now, as to why I'm selling this particular one, because this is my 3rd Senza at this point. I have 2 other Senzas, and this one is sort of like extra at this point. So I don't really need it anymore, so I'm letting it go. This one, I believe, is selling for $300, and I have, let's see, where is it? I'm currently throwing in a free 32-inch Sabertrio heavy grade blade along with it for anybody that wants to purchase it. So of all the hilts I'm selling, this is the only one I'm throwing a blading with. And this is really because this blade, it's sort of one of the older standard pixel blades. This blade's about 2 years old. Seeing a little bit of use. It had like a minor crack up here that I E6000 back together, glued back together. And it's fine. I mean, it works, but it's an older blade. So I figured I would just throw this in for free, in case anybody is looking for a good budget saber, you know, for the whole package, so that they wouldn't have to go out and buy like a separate blade or anything. So. And then next up is the Electrum Sabercrafts. Electrum Sabercrafts Torrent. This is sort of like an Old Republic era design. It's a really nice tapered saber design. It's a beautiful saber. And also, this was also installed by Carlos Hernandez over at Kessel Customs. He did a really nice job with this one. This one's also quite loud. as slim as this is, this also does carry a 28mm speaker in the back. To unlock it, you just unhook the pommel back here, and then you have this chassis that comes out, and then you've got the housing PCB up there for the pins and the switch. And then you'll notice on this control box with the Electrum Sabercrafts with their D3, you know, it would be one of those presses where you would, you know, press it at one point in the control box to switch it on. But with this custom install, Carlos actually drilled these two tactile switches. So you can see these tiny tactile switches here for power and aux. And this one has a kill switch, which is right there.
You were right about one thing, Master. The negotiations were short.
And then this is a Proffie 3.9. And you just put the pommel back on, sort of just hold it in place with your thumb and the forefinger. As you can hear, also quite loud and also in very good shape. So this hilt originally, when I purchased it empty, it came weathered. So you can see that there's some light weathering on the pommel and then on the emitter. Right. And I didn't have any other like etch work or anything done on it. I bought it as an empty hilt, weathered, and then sent it off to Carlos to install. He did this one, I want to say sometime around mid-2023. And this one, I believe I'm selling for, it's somewhere between $325 and $375, I forget. As this is also a very nice quality install. And quite loud. Easy to access the board, easy to program. And these are all Proffie. All 5 of these sabers are Proffie. Only the Sabertrio is 2.2. The Electrum Sabercrafts is 3.9, and then these 3 Vader's vaults are also Proffie 3.9. So let's go to the Vader's vault. So the first one is this black Maelstrom. This is an older hilt. I believe this was a 2017 or 2018 hilt release from Vader's vault. I bought this secondhand, I believe from somebody in the Universal Lightsaber community on Facebook. And also with these 3 hilts, I commissioned James over at Mountain Sabers for these installs. And all these installs are very similar. So these all have crystal chambers.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
And these all use this smaller 18350 battery. Now, for those of you who might be concerned about that smaller battery, don't be. Although you get slightly less duration with these, it's actually not that much less. I get about 35 to 40 minutes of use off this battery. And for anybody that does purchase these, I also have spares of these 18350s. So for each one of these, I'll be able to send out like an extra one. So you'll basically get like the battery in the chassis plus an extra cell as well, an extra battery. And then here's your board, your chamber. And then this board is press fit, so you can pop it up to access the SD card if you need to, and then press fit it back down. It's a very nice chassis measurement, so the chassis is nice and snug with everything. Same with the battery. You can loosen it here to remove it and charge it, and then put it back in. And then I believe these are running 22mm Vecco speakers.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have
And these chassis are done with PLA, I believe, PLA or resin. And he did a nice sanding job on them, so they're very smooth. No, no excess material or scratching. And good sound quality out of these as well. And this Maelstrom, I believe, is currently listed at, I want to say it's like either $350 or $375. So that's the black Maelstrom. And then the last two are sort of duplicates. These are the Furies. Now, these are the original Furies from Vader's Vault, the V1s. And these are both identical, so I'll show you one of them. The chassis, the setup, the config, everything on them is identical. So again, same chassis build as the Maelstrom.
If the trace was correct, I will find them quickly, Master.
The crystal chamber up top, your 3.9 board. This is Kapton tape that I use. I like to use this because for press fit boards, even when the board itself, it does a good job of press fitting down. Sometimes I'll just put on a little Kapton tape if I'm going to like take the Saber up and do like a demo and swinging it around just to make sure. But this tape doesn't actually need to be on it. The board is press fit pretty snug in this chassis all on its own. And here's the switch housing. As you can see, it's pretty clean. These chassis are not indexed, so they can go in any orientation. That's fine. Your power button, and then your aux button back here.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi.
Okay. And then I'll turn on the other one too, just to show you that it works.
At last we will have revenge. At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi.
Also, if anybody decides to buy both, it's at a reduced price. I have these listed, I believe, for $250 each, and then I give a bulk discount. I think of like $450 if you buy the set. But also, if you buy the set, I have, I forget where it is. It's around here somewhere. So for anybody that buys the set, I have a 7mm coupler that you can use to stack these up. I know know it's around here somewhere. I just don't remember where I put it. But it is here because I just saw it the other day. Oh, here it is. Okay. Sorry about that. Gesture controls. And these were I think Vader's Vault's quick release coupler. I think it was one of their quick release. I don't remember. Might not have been, but anyway. It's like that. So, those are the sabers I have up. And as I mentioned before, these are probably going to be like the last group of sabers that I put up for sale out of my collection for a while. Essentially my goal was to get my collection down to about 20 or so, some manageable size. And I'll tell you why. Basically, I think a lot of older collectors have probably already run into this issue. Since I'm sort of a newer collector, I've only really been in the hobby for like 6 or 7 years now, which is kind of new, at least for some of the folks that I talk to. I've gotten to the point now where a lot of my sort of older, more expensive sabers are starting to need maintenance, like needing battery replacements or wire replacements. That sort of thing. And those types of repairs and maintenance cost money. And so what I decided that I wanted to do is I wanted to sort of slim my collection down so that I could focus on maintaining and upgrading and keeping in mint condition or good condition sort of the most collectible sabers in my collection. So like my Starfall collection, where I have limited runs of hilts, that sort of thing, or 1 of 1s or 1 of 4s, stuff like that. And so what that resulted in was me making a decision to basically liquidate sabers that were not like from exclusive runs. So that's basically how I came to that decision. And so what that meant was sort of trimming my collection down to about between 18 to 20 pieces, down from, I think it was about 50 a year and a half ago. So I've been sort of slowly bringing it down. And for most of my remaining demo videos that I do, I'll be doing with these two. These are the 2 Senzas that I currently am keeping, the Wukan Shenzhen Senza, and then the Curing Eternus Senza. So these are sort of like my 2 everyday active blade style demo experimentation sabers that I use. So hit me up in the comments if you're interested. Facebook is sort of getting overrun with a lot of different saber sales right now, so it's kind of becoming very difficult to get good visibility on there for posting up saber sales, regardless of how good the deal may be. So I'm sort of branching out onto my YouTube channel to sort of inform people about this particular sale. So if you're interested, but you're not on Facebook, reach out to me in the comments section of the video. Let me know if you're interested, and we can figure out a way to discuss. All right. Thanks very much, and have a great night, and I will see you on the next video.